Let's go. Let me. Gotta do so many things at once. Let's see. Boom. Now you all get to see my ugly face. Let's see. Hey, it's showing. Boom. All right. Hey, what's up, Kay? Congratulations on getting certified, man. Congrats, congrats, congrats. All right. So sorry, y'all. I'm just getting out of class, so I gotta get my Cyber Thursday windows up. Hey, y'all, while we're waiting, how'd y'all like the class? Um, how was your experience? Call FYI, everybody, we just finished our first session of the year, our Security Fundamentals Academy of the year. We have a bunch of people in the lobby right now. How'd y'all like the class though? Talk to me. Talk to me, talk to me, talk to us. Yes, it is working. Here, I'll give him the link. And you all can come off mute, right? We don't gotta stay in the chat, y'all. Let's see.
I'll just say, Toby, you do a very, very good job of tying everything together. Like those first couple weeks, like I was like sitting there, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. Like, I don't know. And you just did such a good job of tying all the basics, all the definitions, all the words, tying them into actual, like making sense, putting, the pictures with the labs, with, everything. It all came together. And it's like you have this aha moment of like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm not slow. This does make sense. Okay, like I think I could do this. So that's one thing I will say that you are great, brilliant at, because I was very, very nervous in the beginning. I would not lie.
So much. That's really good to know. Oh, I accidentally sent it to the wrong person. Here you go, Paula. Here's the link. Thank you so much. That's really, really, really good to know. That feels good, right? Because this information can be very, very, very confusing, especially when you hear it for the first time and you have no experience whatsoever. So that really feels good.
Yeah, Toby, I must say you're good at like I want to use the word kind of like you dumb it down, especially for me. The way I learn, I have to like break things down, and I think you do a good job at like really taking it to the lowest level and then bringing it back up. So that's helpful for me. And like you say, like you repeat a lot of things, and that's how you memorize, or that's how you remember definitions and stuff like that. So you do a good job at that, and yeah, that was helpful for me.
I'm happy you enjoyed it. I remember we were talking for a while. Was it? I think it was Lionel that referred you. I can't remember.
Yes. Yep.
So I'm glad you were able to join in. We're trying to get you to where Lionel is right now, so that'll be dope. I think it was a bunch of them actually, now that I remember. I think they're all doing good.
Toby, I like the fact that you you always saying good question, because I feel like sometimes I have a dumb question, but even though it's a dumb question, you make it not feel like a dumb question because you always saying good question, good question. So I really like that. And the way how you teach is kind of like even a elementary school kid would get it because you basically go down to the lowest that you can to make it make sense. That makes sense what I just said?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It does.
Like yeah, so Paula said you the drawing and the you put everybody in the scenario. Like you're really good at that and I definitely enjoy the class.
That's good. That's good to know. I really do appreciate that. And there is no, now I'll be honest, right? There are dumb questions, not in this class though, right? There are dumb questions. I don't think there are dumb questions when you're new to that field. you're new to that topic, you're new to that subject, you know nothing about it, right? And that's how you all are when you first come into the class, at least most of us, right? I think everybody in this class didn't know anything. And yeah, you should feel comfortable asking your questions, and we try our best to really open up that environment for you to ask questions.
Yeah, I know, especially for me, it was hard, especially going to like this whole brand new environment and stuff. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I was just looking at the information in my notes. I was just sitting there like, oh my God, what is all of this? It was a little bit overwhelming, but like with you there and you articulating it the way you did, it made it easier for me to digest and everything. And I swear, bro, you sure you don't teach as a side hustle or nothing like that? Because I feel like you
Uh,
do.
Nope, I don't. I've actually had an opportunity to teach at my school at Bowie State University, but I I didn't want to go that route. No. I'm a nerd, right? I gotta be hands-on keyboard. I love being an engineer. I love like right after this, y'all, I'm gonna pretend to watch a movie with my wife, but I'll have my laptop open. I'll be looking at the movie and working on some stuff. Right. I love doing this. So trying to teach full time, it's gonna take me away from what I what I also enjoy doing. Teaching is fun, teaching is dope, but I love being a nerd first.
Same.
Say I'm pretty sure my classmates can say most of my questions. No, what you talking about, girl? Stop tripping. I'm telling you, like you had great questions, okay? And the fact that you could even ask those questions is pretty dope, right? You're asking questions about something you don't know anything about. How do you do that? That's hard, right? Just think about that for a second. It's really, really hard to do that. That's why we encourage you to try to ask the questions, and wherever you get stuck at, we'll try to finish it up for you, help you, make sure we're helping you ask the right question and answer it along the way. But trust me, it's not a dumb. None of the questions that y'all ask in class are dumb. None of them. Honestly, you know your stuff. Yeah, man. You can't see my bookshelf, but when I say I'm a nerd, I really do mean that, right? I live and breathe the things that I teach and talk about. It's not something that I've been doing for a year, 2 years, 3 years. I've been doing this for a very long time now, right? I feel old. I've been doing this since 2013. It's a very, very long time. And when I first got in, I didn't have all of this to help me, right? That which is probably why I created it to help other people. Um, But yeah, man, I'm happy everybody enjoyed it. I don't want to steal the show. We actually have a star guest tonight, right? A star guest. Before we give him the floor, right, I have a few questions. Hopefully, y'all have some questions too. And YouTube, shout out to y'all. I hope y'all got some questions over there too. I need to log into the YouTube chat. I suck at this YouTube thing, y'all. I'm gonna get over to the chat just in case y'all are posting stuff. Give me a second. Before we get into it, welcome everybody. Cyber Thursday. This is Toby with O-Line Security. All right, we're a cybersecurity training academy. We got a bunch of different programs, academies. One that we have finished up is our Security Fundamentals Academy. We have another one coming here in May, right? May 6th. Those seats are filling up. I think it's almost full. We might have about 3 or 2 more seats left. Don't quote me, but if you come over here, you just go to services, you go to training, you can go and register for that class. We also have some other courses throughout the year. Maybe you want to focus on Splunk, vulnerability course, right? We have all of that too. The Splunk engineer course are definitely one of my favorite ones to do. All right. So yeah, and they're on demand. You take them at your own pace, but you still get access to live instructors. All right, so definitely check that out, and shout out to one of our students, Telvin. If you need help with your websites, you need a digital engineer, hit him up. He did this beautiful work for us. He actually used to work with the NBA. We were blessed to find Telvin, and he ended up taking our class, and now he's doing beautiful work with Deloitte. Telvin, don't forget my Cash App. Don't forget my Cash App, buddy. It's like, nah, I'm playing. But yeah, hit him up. Telvin, Discord, hit him up if you need him. I know some of you all have little businesses going on. Definitely hit him up. He's a good guy. And most importantly, he's honest. Right? We want honest people around us. So we got a special guest in the house tonight for Cyber Thursday. His name is Marcial. He took one of our security fundamentals program maybe a year or two back. We're about to find out. Um, yeah, you know what? We'll find out more about Marcial throughout our conversation with him. So, Marcial, what's up, man? How's it? How you been?
Hey, how's everybody doing? I've been good, can't complain. Just busy at work.
Yeah. Which work now?
Right. The one that I finally landed. Took me a long time. I mean, it took me about 8 months. Like took the class last May actually, which is crazy that a year flew by that quick.
Okay. Yep. It was last May. Um,
Mm,
1 second. Last May. So, dang, it has been a year. Wow.
yeah, don't feel like it.
Hey, YouTube says, "What's up, Marcial? What's up, Will? It's small, Eric, Tony. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?" Um, yeah. Just join the Zoom link. It's on Discord. I'll post it in a second. But Marcial, man, so all right, he took the class in May. Now, before what can you give us a little bit about your background before you took the class? Like, what were you doing? Where were you in your life?
So before I took the class or even decided to take the class, I was in retail. I've been in management for the last 7 years or so, so I had no background knowledge in IT, just the basics, turn on the computer, unplug it, and plug it back up. That's about it. So when I first started, I was really scared. I wasn't sure if I was going to succeed in this. And like you all guys said, a lot of this stuff sounded like rocket science. But Toby, the way that he broke it down, the way how he explained it, he encouraged us to ask questions. It really helped a lot. So I had no background knowledge, like at all, like nothing at all whatsoever.
Yeah, weren't you a manager?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're a manager. Just retail, no IT experience, not even a college class or anything.
nothing, like nothing IT, nothing security.
So, not so what made you want to switch to security, right? Being in how long were you doing retail?
For 7 years, going into eight. Honestly, something that early 2023, that's when I started doing my research because I had a friend of mine, who's the one to refer me to you, Caleb. So Caleb had a background. So he had a bachelor's degree in security, but even him having that background, he told me that when he found you to his brother, he said that even your fundamentals, that's what he was lacking at. So just hearing that from him, who was coming from IT, who just said that your class, your fundamentals really helped them move up to the next level and his job, that really inspired me. So Caleb gave me a lot of motivation. And I just wanted to try something new. Like I wanted to take a leap of faith and just do a whole 360 and just willing to take my chances. And I'm glad I did, honestly.
That's not easy to do at all, especially, it's scary to do, right? Especially if you've invested a lot of time and money into where you currently are, and then I don't know where you're like, you know what, I want to try something different. I want to try to mess with IT, cybersecurity, right? Isn't that the place with all the coding and all the computers and stuff, right? That it's not easy to do. You did it. So, and Caleb took the class before you, him, his brother, and I think there was somebody else. I can't remember.
His
Caleb was
cousin,
already, well, who was it?
his cousin.
Oh, yeah. They're all working now too, all working certified.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. Yeah, I remember now. Dang, that's dope. So okay, you took the class, and we obviously know that you are Security Plus certified. Um, what did you get the skills and the knowledge you were looking to gain from the program?
Absolutely. I feel like I even got more, honestly, because when I started again, I didn't know anything. And just by the end of the class, the way that I was able to articulate, just explain it to other people. And I just feel like what we pay for and the amount of knowledge that we get and tools, I don't think that we can pay you like back because I feel like, especially now that I'm in the field, a lot of those fundamentals they have come in handy. So now, like now, whenever I'm doing something, I kind of like go back to the class and I'm, oh wow, we talked about it. So definitely all the knowledge and tools, like I may not, you may not think that you're going to use them, but once you get in the field, all those things, they kind of tie in together.
Yeah, and I probably sound like a dead horse in class saying that over and over and over, like, hey, y'all, they're going to talk about this at work. You're going to do this at work. These are the fundamentals, but it's really, really, really true. It is very, very, very true. Says, I can relate. I've been driving. And YouTube, let me know if you have any questions for Marcial. Let me know. I'll just read them out loud, right? And we'll try to get to them one at a time. I can relate. I've been driving trucks, moving and everything above for like the past 4 years, jumping in. This was like surfing a 30-foot wave. Absolutely. It's not easy. It's scary, right? It's scary and you really have to take a moment to pat yourself on the back for being able to get through it. Here's a question for somebody asks. So, how was the support that you received after O-line security? Actually, that was going to be one of my questions. So, how was the support you received after O-line? So let me
Honestly,
rewind real quick. So he took the class, right? He's coming from a retail background. For everybody that's just joining, Marcial was doing retail for, I think you said 8 years, 4 years. Um, Decided to take a leap of faith because of his friends who had also took the program, the Security Fundamentals Academy. He took the leap of faith. Um, well, I won't take that away from you. So let's jump into the question. I see some people had just joined us. So how was the support after your class was over?
honestly, it's been unbelievable. Like I took the class last May. We finished it in July, and ever since then, I've still kept in touch with Toby. Even till I was talking to Toby, I had asked him a couple questions last week, and every time I reach out to Toby, he's always there. Honestly, I don't think other schools program will provide you that even that months after, and even before I landed my job, uh he was still just checking up on me, making sure I was still, I guess, still not discouraged because it did take me a few months to get into the field, but just to support the tools, I mean, the labs. Honestly, I don't think $3,000 is enough to pay you for everything that you give us. Because even, again, it's been almost a whole year and I'm still in communication with Toby. If I have a question, if I need him to review something, he's always there.
Oh, don't say that now because I might move it up to 10K. You keep playing. Like, nah, but hey, that brings me to a really important part. Uh, Marcial's story, look, it is very common, which is why he's here. He has a very common story, right? He did everything he was supposed to do in class, everything, right? He was probably one of the top, if not the top students in his class. It was probably neck and neck with um it was definitely within your study group, right? You had about 3 or 4 people in your study group, and I think you all got certified. Yes, you all did get certified, right? He did everything. I mean, the elevator pitches that we talked about, the
Mhm.
he had multiple elevator pitches. The story points, I don't think most people don't remember all those story points that he remembered. Uh, the resumes, I think you got that done before everybody, right? You had all the resumes, right? The 3 different ones.
Yes, and that was the first one to get the certified plus in my class, but I was not the first one to land a job. So back to your point, everybody's story is different. Route is it's gonna take you longer, like
How long did it take you to get a job?
8 months, because I finished the class in July, the first week of July, I believe we finished it, and I was certified July 24th. It was on a Monday. I remember that day, so I scheduled the test within 2 weeks, 2 weeks and a half after the class, but it took me to land a job about 8 months. So honestly, I can say that I submitted about 100 to 150 job applications within that time frame, within that time frame. But like he
Damn.
told me never to give up. I'm not gonna lie, at times I felt discouraged. Like I was like, did I really make that right choice? It was nice that I was just questioning myself, but like I said, every time I talked to you, you gave me that boost and that confidence not to give up and just to keep applying. Then the right opportunity was gonna come along.
And you had a lot of interviews, man. Like
Yeah,
you definitely had a lot of interviews too. Now that I remember, yours actually took longer than I expected it would take based off of what you did in class, how good you were, how well you could articulate. I think yours is the longest period. Like I don't think any other student has had to wait that long to get a job other than you. And it's so weird because out of all the classes, you're definitely amongst the top best students, right?
appreciate that.
It and I was surprised, man. I was like, wow, he's still not like what's going on? Because you were interviewing, right? You had
Hmm.
the interviews going
I
back.
had a
You
couple here and there.
good. Um, Paula said, did you intern anywhere while waiting for a job? Good question.
No, I did not because I had a full-time job. So it was just a timing. I was working a lot of hours there, and then during my off time, I was still just applying and then trying to study that information. Because I wanted to keep it fresh. I didn't want to forget. So honestly, no, I did not get an intern. I just didn't have the time.
Yeah, yeah. And so his resume was sharp, right? And the reason I say his story is common, right? Not common to O-line students, just common to people in general, right? And let me make sure I'm looking at the YouTube chat. My bad, y'all. I told you I suck at this YouTube stuff. All right, hold on. There's some questions here. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm not the YouTuber. I'm the cybersecurity guy. It says, I am working a district manager for a retail company and I just got my master's degree on cybersecurity and working on my continued security plus. I followed your channel. It helped. It helped a lot on my labs. Hey, thanks, man. I really do appreciate it. Let us know if you have any questions. Where was O-line before I earned my security plus last September? I was planning to study for the CISSP. We were around, man. We were around, Tony. We were around. Good luck on the CISSP, man. That's definitely a big cert, managerial cert. Good luck. That's discouraging. What's discouraging? The 8 months? No, it's actually, yeah, it is discouraging, right? That is discouraging, right? That's very discouraging for most people. And that's now when I say that's common for most people, it's common for most people who are trying to break into IT, right? Not common for our students, absolutely not, right? That was actually the longest that I've ever seen. And I was surprised that it was Martial, right? But he didn't stop, right? And that's why I wanted to bring that up. That is discouraging. It's very discouraging, especially if when you're doing everything you're supposed to do and you do everything that they told you to do. It's highly discouraging. But he didn't stop, right? And the same thing that I tell everybody, it's really a matter of time. If you have done everything you're supposed to do, you know your stuff, right? That's why you can go back and I can share our chat with Marcia. I always told him, you're going to get in, right? I have no issue. I have no worries, no doubt about it. I know people in the field who you are way more articulate than. It's just a matter of time. And that's how it is for most people. It's a season. Some people just get in at the right time, right? We've had students who have gotten in during their classes, weeks after their classes, a month after, right? It just depends on the season, the time, the economic climate. Um, there are a lot of different factors that come into play. But most importantly, if you're doing everything you're supposed to do, don't stop, right? Just get better at what you're doing. All right. What were some of the things that you were doing, Marcial, to try to get better, right, during this 8 month process?
Just making sure I was applying with the right resume. I feel like there was times that I may have submitted the wrong resume. It was just little points that I feel like I could have made it better. But just during that time, I was trying to network. I was trying to connect with people who was already in the field because I feel like a lot of times now it's really heavily with who you know that could really help you. Kind of to what Toby say, like if I now that I'm in the field, if I can help somebody, of course I would because I know how it is being on the outside looking in. But just during those 8 months, I would just talking to my friends who like Caleb, who's in the field, just trying to tweak my resume and just studying and then just doing the labs, honestly. And that's something that I would say I wish I would have done the labs more. But yeah, that's what I was doing just during those 8 months. And I would say I feel like for me, it took a little bit longer because I was also trying to find the right pay, I guess, just starting off. I know like I had a couple offers that the pay was really low. And then I was just doing the math. Like I was like, either I break into the field now, but then the cost of living, like it just didn't make sense. So that's another thing that for me played a factor in. I was trying to get an entry level position, which I know the pay wasn't going to be astronomical, but I was trying to make it make sense just to suffice the cost of living nowadays.
Thank you so much for being transparent about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had laughed earlier because Sean had said, "Can you help us?"
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean,
She
as
did
much
it.
as I can, yes,
But he said something very, very, very important, right? The pay, right? Some people get in a lot quicker because they're not, that they're willing to take the pay that was offered to them right then and there. Whether it was a high pay, whether it's a low pay, they're willing to take that right then and there. Right. You have some people that are adults, some people that are working, they have family, they have kids, they may not be willing to take the pay that is offered to them. So it will take you longer, right? That naturally will take you longer with with the opportunities that you're looking for, because now instead of having multiple opportunities, it's fine-tuned or limited to a pool of opportunities within your salary range. So do keep that in mind, y'all. Right? Do keep that in mind. Everybody wants the high salary. There are a lot of clickbait YouTube videos about six-figure salary, this six-figure salary, that. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not for everybody. It's not going to happen for everybody on your first opportunity. It's just not. Okay. It's just not going to happen for everybody. Right. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to take your money. I'm just here to tell you what I believe to be true. It's not going to happen for most people. The six-figure salary of your first job is clickbait. Okay. Now, the people that do get it on their first job, they may have waited a long time to get that. They may have a clearance. They may have degrees. They may have experience. You don't know what they have, right? For everybody to say that they can do it, everybody can't do it, right? It's so I'm saying that so you don't have your hopes set too high. I want you to get the six-figure salary. Is it possible on your second job, third job, fourth job? Absolutely, right? It takes time though. It takes skill. If you want to get it the right way and be able to maintain it and keep it, everybody talks about getting it. Not a lot of people talk about maintaining it. Okay. If you want to do it the right way, um, it takes time. Right. I'm not gonna say it's government time where the government you have to wait 10 years. Yeah, right. No, not that type of time. Okay. Question: do you have a degree? Did you need a degree?
is that for me or you told me?
I'm gonna throw it at you, man.
Okay. No, honestly, I did not. Reason being, because I was going to go to college actually enrolled. I was gonna go for business and finance, but then within the first semester, I realized business and finance is not an industry that was growing a lot. I was looking at the paying jobs, and I just felt like the jobs that I could have landed, I could have got it with just experience. So that's when I got into just the whole thing. So no, I landed this job with just O-line and just my knowledge and Toby, honestly. Without Toby, I tell him till this day, without Toby, I wouldn't have landed this job or know the stuff that I know. So those were my only tools, Toby, O-line, and that's it, honestly.
That make me blush, man. Come on, bro. I already went through 3 boxes of tissue today, man. No, that was a good question, Paula. A lot of people are hesitant to break or to make that transition because they think they need a degree. There have been plenty of O-line students that don't have degrees, right? Markel, he's in the class now. His brother was a high school graduate, right? A very smart guy who doesn't have a degree. And he was able to get a job, multiple jobs, right? At that. Right? You don't need one. Will it take you a little bit longer? Maybe, right? Maybe it's possible. Does that mean there's anything wrong with you? No, you just have the waiting game. All right, I got to catch up on these questions. Is it normal to change jobs often in IT? I see it a lot, right? I do see it a lot. Some people may stay at a role for a year or two and then switch, right? Some people are advised to not stay at a position longer than 2 years, so you don't become complacent. You're not stuck in that position. I highly recommend the same, right? Don't become complacent in your position. Right? You don't want to be at the same position, right? The same position you came in at within the next 2 years. Okay, you should be looking for higher positions. You should be going up, right? From help desk to maybe help desk two, help desk three, from help desk maybe to SOC analyst, from help desk to system administrator, help desk to service desk, help desk to infosec, help desk to risk, risk to SOC. Wherever you get in, maybe you get in straight at the SOC analyst. Plenty of students do it. Then you go from SOC to SOC two or SOC to uh, start picking up some Splunk skills or some AWS skills, some engineering skills, some scripting skills, something, right? Don't stay at the same spot. I don't advise it because you're going to get stuck. Oh, son, are you listening? He may not be in this chat. He may be on the YouTube chat, but yes, you do not need a degree. We have plenty of students who don't have degrees. One of my close friends I went to Bowie with, he did not have a degree. He ended up becoming a manager of a SOC, right? It wasn't right away, obviously. You're not gonna get that right away. He ended up becoming a manager, right? Did it, and he got a job actually. His first job was while he was in class, right? He didn't have a degree. He dropped out of college. You missed out on the student loan debt. Good for you. Yeah, you did. This is for Toby. Is experience valued more in the IT field? I think it always is, right? It always is, right? Experience is always going to be valued. And the years of experience, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about your hands-on ability to solve a problem. It's always going to be valued. Your story points, that's experience. The story points that we talk about in class, those are hands-on technical skills that you have demonstrated to solve problems employers have. Actually, Marcial, how were your story points? How did
They
you feel
were.
about story points?
I used the ones that you had on the chat. I just kind of like tweaked them just a little bit, and then during the job interview, they came in handy. So I was just able to articulate that information and then just sounding confident, just because I had practiced them so much. And then of course, and I guess in the heat of the moment, you kind of get nervous like a little bit, so you may not remember word for word, but I was able to get the point across, and just be able to speak on previous experience really helped me with that specific job interview.
Yeah, and it does help, right? You don't want to, you feel a lot better when you're applying for a role and you know somewhat of the skills that they're highlighting or looking for in that job description, right? You don't want to set yourself up to lose. Okay, you don't want to do that. So those story points really help a lot, and they help prepare your speech before you get to the interview. Does having an associate or a bachelor's degree in cybersecurity increase the chance of getting a job? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For instance, a bunch of our students weren't able to entertain some positions at Deloitte because they needed a degree for that role, a bachelor's degree. Okay. So that limited people like Marcial, limited people like Bobby, limited other people from entertaining those opportunities. Did that eliminate all of the opportunities? No, it helps, right? Anybody would be lying if they said that the degrees don't help from a general perspective, right? It all depends if the role is requiring a degree. If it doesn't require a degree, obviously, it may not help. Yes, Deloitte is a great company. One second. It says, Eric, it's all about touching labs and practice more. The degree puts you in the door for the interview. He said it best. It's all about hands-on experience, right? I know people that have been trying to get into the field, bro. I'm gonna be nice about this. I know people that have been trying to get into the field for years, and they have Security Plus, they have like 10 certifications, but they cannot explain any hands-on abilities that they have which can solve real world problems. They can't go into details of it. Right. So it helps me understand why they have been having a hard problem. They don't have any technical skills. They just took cert after cert after cert after cert after cert. We call it cert stacking, right? For what? Right? You really need one cert. Get into the field, get one cert, and then the other certs that you get, have your employers pay for it. You shouldn't have to pay for all of those certs on your own. If you got the money to do it, by all means, look, do your thing. Right? Don't let me stop you. But I think it would be more wise and effective to have your employer do it. That way, you're not stuck in the same position for 6 years, like Colleen mentioned, right? Because if you have your employer do it, they notice that, hey, you know what, you just volunteered to do this cloud engineer class or get that cert and they paid for it. They may recommend you, or you could ask them, right? You could volunteer and say, hey, I would like to be recommended for such and such position, such and such role. I saw the availability. It's a win-win situation. Am I against certs? No, I'm not. Certs are great, right? But it's the hands-on skills. If you have the cert and no skills, it's not going to do you justice in the long run. All right. I'm gonna come back to those questions. Marcial. So actually, this is a good question right here. What advice would you give to someone considering enrolling in cybersecurity training at O-Line Security?
I would tell them do it without, honestly, without thinking about it twice, because I just feel like if you're really serious about it, the tools, the information that we're gonna get, again, I don't think, because I heard stories of people paying way more and just speaking to them and I don't want to say they don't know half as much as the stuff that you taught us, but it's hard for them to articulate, just speak on the information, and they pay more and it's longer. And I just feel like you help us with the whole job, like that transition going from the class to trying to get into the field. I don't think other companies or programs will give you that. And then again, I'm still in shock that even like, well, not in shock, but it's just amazing to me that almost a whole year later and I can still just hit up Toby about any question, whether it's about a job or, and he's always there. So again, I will highly encourage anyone to take this class if they're serious about it, because you really have to be on your P's and Q's because it's a lot of information. Like those 2 months before I took the test, I was studying like pretty much 6 days out of the week, if not seven, like just going to the study sessions and just studying, 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 and then do the study guide. That definitely helps a whole lot.
Yeah. You hear that, class? He said, I sound like a dad, but I am a dad. But yeah, I hear that. He said, look at the study guide, right? Use the Flexi. Please use it. It's a great resource to help you challenge yourself and apply the fundamentals that you're learning in class. Okay, please, please, please use it. Um, let me see. Let me see. What position do you hold now? I think, what is it? A help desk position, Martial?
Yes, a bilingual help desk technician. Yeah.
Dope, 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 dope. Yeah, Marcial had a lot of interviews, y'all. Now that I remember, I'm going through our chat. Goodness gracious. Like we were having it up. Oh yeah, we were going back and forth on the job that you applied to. We were yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, and you had that one scammer call you.
Yeah, I did. I had a
Oh,
couple, like two of those.
you want to tell them about the scammer?
Yeah, so I was really excited once I got this email. It was on a Saturday too. And then
Hey
I was
y'all,
always,
please pay attention to this. My bad, Marcial. Please,
uh-huh.
please, please pay attention to this. There are job scams out there. Please pay attention to it. Go for it.
So like me, I was always asking Toby a lot of questions. A lot of times I feel like I was asking him too many questions, but he always told me, no, just keep asking. So it was a Saturday. I got an email from a company that I had applied on LinkedIn. It was a construction company, but they were looking for a IT technician level one, I think it was. So they asked me to submit my resume. I emailed them, and then they contact me and they said that they wanted to set up a interview. So I remember I was at work. I took a 2 hour break to do it, but they emailed me 20 questions and they said I had 90 minutes to complete the questions, and then I had to forward the questions back to them with my answers. So, took a 2 hour break. I did the questions and then they emailed me back the next day, I think, or it might have been that same day, honestly, maybe a couple hours later. And they were like, congratulations. We want to official offer you this letter. So then that's when I reached out to Toby. Like I was like, this normal because I didn't speak to nobody. It was just through email. And they asked me for my name. Well, they had my name in my email. They asked me for my address. I was like, can I give this out, Toby? Then Toby told me to ask them that I didn't feel comfortable just giving that out if I could speak with somebody. The company was based in Chicago. They gave me a number that was a Alabama number. So when I spoke to them, the first time they didn't pick up and the voicemail was like a Google email, if I can remember correctly.
Voice.
So then yeah. So then they called me back. It was a foreign guy. And then they told me that there were the human resources number. But in my head, I'm like, this is a Chicago-based company. Why is the human resources say Alabama number? I just just kept going along with it. Like I was like, maybe this is true. But I remember Toby told me to ask me if they were going to provide the equipment or if I was going to have to buy my own. So then they told me that they were going to mail me a check, a $3,000 check for me to
Okay.
buy yeah, for me to buy the computer and the monitors and all that stuff. So then that's when I realized that it was a scam. And then like a day later, I tried to pull up the same company on LinkedIn and it was gone. So yeah, that's happened to me twice. And I would say the second time,
Yeah.
this just happened actually, because even though I'm in the field, I'm still just applying just in case if a better position comes available. So I recently just had another one, and then the offer letter just seems so real. So honestly, just definitely be on the lookout. Like they definitely making the offer letters and everything process look legit.
Yeah, and what I would say to check that out. So these are this is what I do, right? And Marcial knows this now. What I do, yes, exactly. You want to check if the company's legitimate, right? First things first, look at the company name. Go to the company website. Company websites, well, let's say that the company is um Microsoft.com, right? Microsoft. Look at the email that they are using to communicate with you, right? What email? What's the domain in that email? Here, let me draw on this board. So I'm going to use red. Can you see this? Yes. So the email, the domain, right? That's the suffix, right? Suffix. Yeah, the suffix of the email address. So if it's Microsoft.com, usually a giveaway is this, right? Usually this in their email that they're communicating with you or communicating with you with. Usually this domain is spelt wrong. There's usually something up with this domain. If you can't catch the email and it has bad spelling, grammatical errors, things that don't make sense, weird bullets, right? They have asterisks or numbers as bullets. If that's not popping out, look at the domain, right? And match this up with what's on the website. So you look at the email domain, you have to look at their name. If it says Shauna at Microsoft.com, look at the at Microsoft.com, make sure it's spelled correctly, copy that, and go to the actual website. Does it match up with what's on the website? Usually, if you go to a company, you can go to the contact us page or the about us page. And if you scroll to the bottom, you'll usually see some type of email address there for support, right? Sometimes. If it's not there, go to LinkedIn, right? Check if this company is on LinkedIn. Try to match the same email domain that you have from that recruiter and try to match it with the emails that are on LinkedIn. Okay, see if you can find that same person on LinkedIn. You got to become an investigator at this point, right? Especially if you think it's a red flag, right? Somebody asks telling you they're going to give you a check for you to cash. That's check fraud. So you don't want to fall for stuff like that, and it's becoming more rampant. All right, so and then report it, right? When I see those jobs, look, I'm snitching, bro. When I see those fake jobs on LinkedIn, I report it all. Trust me, LinkedIn is me and LinkedIn, we best friends in regards to that. Right? I report it all because I'm tired of seeing people get scammed by, or at least trying to get scammed by these things. Just report it, man. Let's work together to do that, right? It shouldn't be a thing. I'm surprised that LinkedIn and these websites actually allow that. It's so weird to me. You would think that wouldn't be the case, but report it, report it, report it. When you see it, report it. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap up, man. So, hey, what's up, Will? I can't remember if I shouted you out earlier. Will, he's also Security Plus certified. He ended up paying $30,000 or $31,000 for another course at University of Pennsylvania or Pennsylvania State. I don't remember. Penn State, yeah, it was at Penn State, I think. And he said he learned more here at O-line in one during his first week than he learned in that 6-month boot camp that he paid $30,000 for. And he definitely was a great student in that class. So thank you, Will, for joining us on Cyber Thursday. You know you could join us on the Zoom though, right? Please join us on Zoom. I saw Saida. She popped up in here. What's up, Saida? What's going on? How's the baby? Let me see. All right, let's wrap up with um all right, Marcial, last question that I have here for you. Um, what aspects of O-line do you think sets it apart from other training programs?
Honestly, the first one that I would say is that you make us feel so comfortable. Just being able to still communicate with you even after the class. Because I heard stories, there's some boot camps that after like you finish, that's it. So I just feel like just being able to still reach out to you and you helping us, just giving us tips, and then pretty much you said the notes just treat it like Bible. So I mean, just having all of that information, I feel like you don't get that anywhere else. And just how you explain it well, like they say, you break it down almost like a baby. So it's hard for it not to get it. And then you always encourage us to ask questions, and just the ability to have the tools to be able to set like the study sessions and the study halls. So I just feel like that really sets online, I guess, ahead of all of the other competition. Honestly, I just never heard of a program or school that they have the freedom to talk to the professor, asking questions, job placement, and just even if we don't understand, you find ways to explain it differently until like we actually get it.
Good to know, man. I really do. I'm happy I had the opportunity to work with you. I'm happy. I'm thrilled. I thank God that you were able to accept that offer letter. You're doing your thing now. Did you
Likewise.
send me again?
Huh?
Did you send me your resume again? Did we look at it
Yes.
again?
Yes, yes.
And did I go back over it yet?
Yes, and you gave me the green light.
Okay. All right. I can't
Yes.
remember. Bunch of
And that's
random.
why I was saying, like, even down to now that I'm in the field, like I was still talking to you because I'm still just applying, get, I guess, too comfortable. And if a better opportunity comes along, that's what I'm still like applying. I'm not like I'm thankful that I'm in that field, but I'm not satisfied yet because I know that I have more potential to give out there.
Absolutely. And you do. You really do. Um, Seda said, thank you for being transparent about the salary. And thank you too. I really do appreciate that. Thank you for your time, Marcial. Thank you for
I
just
appreciate you. Like, I always tell you I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you and just the tools that O-line gave me. So I know that I say that a lot, but I really mean it. So I appreciate that.
thank you, man. Oh, Will said it was 15,000. Dang, where did I get 30,000 from? could have swore you said 30,000, Bill. Dang, that's a wild number. But he said it was 15,000. Thanks for correcting that. Hey, Marcel, thanks again, man. I really do appreciate it. Class, if you have any questions for him, please just hit him up on Discord. He's a pretty cool guy. All right, hit him up, be friendly. Hey, I'm in the security fundamentals class. I just wanted to network with you. Maybe we can stay in contact. Um, that'll be dope, right? And
Yeah,
try to do that.
definitely.
Let's go ahead.
I say, yeah, definitely. If anybody have any questions, if I can answer, I'll definitely do it. Because I know when I had questions, I really did appreciate the people that was there just helping me and just answering the questions. So just small things, they do help. They come in handy, honestly.
It really does, man. And thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Saida, the baby is excellent. Good, good, good. I'm happy to hear that. I don't know if I told you or if you heard. Me and my wife, well, I didn't have anything. My wife had our baby a couple of days ago last week. So he's a healthy boy doing his thing, already fighting around. So that's pretty dope. So everybody's having healthy babies. Let's keep it up. Keep it up. Make more babies in the world, y'all. Other than that, hey, look, study hall session will be on Saturday. I will see you all on Saturday. All right. Class, thank you for giving me the opportunity to learn and grow with you. We had a lot of fun. Remember, it's not over just because the class is over. We still have a lot more work to do. All right. So I will see you all this Saturday, and then I'll see you next week, Thursday, for Cyber Thursday. Peace out, everybody. Thank you so much, Marcial, and thank you, everybody, for joining us on Cyber Thursday. Love you all. Good night.
Yeah, take care. Appreciate you, Toby.
Hey, I appreciate you.